Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Late Night Dominion, Episode 10. Thanks for joining us again. I'm glad to have you with us. Let's get the show on the road. Take it away, Beetle.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Late Night Dominion, Episode 10. We somehow reached double digits. It's amazing. We have your hosts, as always. We have Aegon, the ginger guy, Blank, the guy who thinks he has muscles, Nixus, the guy with the fancy mic and talks to the fans. And yeah, that's basically it. I can't believe we made it to episode 10. Blank, take it away with some news stuff.
Alrighty. Show synopsis sounds a little bit like this. We're going to speculate on a bunch of fun stuff. We're going to give you your weekly news, and we're going to have kind of a loose-fitting format for tonight, so hold on. As you can see, we've let Nixus out of the corner, so if you can try to keep your links down to minimum in chat, we'd appreciate it. And if you have any questions or comments, anything like that, throw it in there, and our good buddy Chicken will be putting them together for us at the bottom of our document to get to at the end of the show. As always, make sure to follow this Twitch channel. Like us on Twitter. We're all pretty prominent, run around, hashtag Wildstar. And like us on Facebook. Would like to mention that we have a couple of exclusive screenshots near the end of the show. So make sure you stay tuned. Big thank you to the guys over at Carbine who just sent them underneath the door. They sent the ninjas and sent them with some pictures for us to show tonight.
Yeah,
so
ninjas delivering mail is kind of odd.
Yeah, but, it happens with Carbine. So, into the weekly news. The first thing we wanted to share with you guys is Beetle's Hype Snake Dream. It was last week we talked about it. He kind of got off track and started talking some crazy stuff. Zilvis78, an angry gaming sub from Twitter. Both had submissions. I'm going to be giving away prizes to both of them. They're going to be able to pick out of the pile of good old sponsored stuff from my stream. So thank you for that. That was really, really cool, as you guys are getting to see right now. And they're going to be able to pick something. And here's the cool part right now. Go get on Twitter, get on Facebook, tell your buddies, run next door and tell your buddy in the trailer park, wherever you live, hey, you get a chance to win something cool at the end of the Wildstar Weekly News here on Late Night Dominion. So, start rocking into the rest of the news. Wildstar Wednesday. A lot of people, of course, were crying. We had the main events calendar. Basically, they confirmed that they're going to be going in a large group, not just a couple guys to do a showing, a huge group to Gamescom in Germany and PAX Prime. What was really cool about that I wanted to make sure that you guys knew, that they said that in Germany they're trying to do some awesome, huge, super sexy gameplay with content that nobody's seen before, and a lot of really cool events, probably some potential panels. So that'll be really cool. And then, of course, for PAX Prime, one of the things I want to mention about that was, and I read this, they're going to host the very first beta tester only panel at their booth. So you're going to get a chance to talk to these super secret people about what it's like to work with the development team in Wildstar. That sounds pretty unique. I've never heard about that. They did mention a very special secret giveaway around the same time. Will it be on Twitter, Facebook? Will it be everywhere? Who knows? But they've now confirmed that they will be going to those two big events. Beetle, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to, kind of vouch for PAX Prime. I know a lot of people lately that have gone to PAX East are all, PAX East gung-ho. I had the opportunity to go to PAX Prime, what was it, 2 years ago now, when Guild Wars 2 was like one of the big showings there. And PAX Prime was awesome. If you're anywhere on the west side of the U.S., like, if you can drive there or something, you should try to pick up some tickets. It's a good time. It's just like, I told my girlfriend, who's really not that nerdy, like, I can, like, stand in line for a game and literally turn around to the person behind me and be like, yes, and talk about random nerdy stuff. It's just, I don't know, it's one of those things where you go to Comic-Con and stuff like that, you're around other people that love games, and I really suggest, if you can, going to them.
Yeah, it's kind of like where your nerd culture is accepted. You can run into somebody who's like, oh, hey, those guys are, you know, cosplaying, or those guys are going to go play tabletop, and it's kind of like judgment-free zone. People just run around, they do their nerdy thing, what they're excited about, and nothing's really too, you know, off limits. Try to stay away from like the conversations between, you know, Lord of the Rings or Star Wars, because you don't want to see nerds fight. Well, unless you're like me, then you enjoy watching that. But anyways, back into the news here. Pay it forward. But on Facebook, that's where Carbine is asked, hey, if you're doing something cool in the community, if you're out there, we want to know who you are. They've now pushed it back for one whole week, and they're going to give us some more information, about that coming up soon. Did you guys have anything extra you want to add to pay it forward? It looks like Nixus does.
Yeah, I was just going to say, make sure you do take a minute or two to go ahead and suggest anyone who you think has really contributed to, you know, the Wildstar community, because, you know, some people out there are really deserving. So, and it really doesn't take that long. It's all about writing up 1 or 2 points about why they're deserving and sending it off, and who knows, they might get lucky. You know, so do it to it.
All right, and Aegon, did you have a point about pay it forward?
Yeah, and I would say if you're gonna get involved in the pay it forward, actually make a real effort. Some of the things I've seen lately have pretty much just been blatant begging for a beta key. Especially some of these like.
Please give me beta. Your game looks cool.
Little give me beta key raps that I've come across, like 4 or 5 of them now. If you're gonna do something,
yeah, but a rap takes skill.
No, these were not that.
Let's
good.
argue.
These were not that good of a
Let's
rap.
argue. Well, no one's claiming to be 50 Cent.
Here they go.
I mean, you can. I mean, I think I said that in like my comment on Wildstar Central. Yes, the newest one wasn't that great of a song, but he at least tried to incorporate lyrics and game functionality and features within it, which I find is more half-assed, or it's not half-assed, and it's like instead of like a rap, it's like, give me beta. I like to eat a potato.
There's been a few half-assed like ones out there like that.
Well,
let's get Aegon to do a rap.
Potatoes.
I don't rap.
Yeah, all right.
I am far too white to rap.
No, you're fine.
I'm almost drunk enough to rap though. So
I'm sure you rapping would be
I think,
great.
Listen, what I think should happen from what I'm seeing in chat tonight is that they would like to see a Beetle rap, and I think we'd like to see that too. So a blank rap. Yes, I think there's going to be an LND
I only
rap.
I see one comment that says Beetle rap. That is not unanimous within chat by any means.
Oh, dude, look, rap showdown, all of LND, Beetle rap. Look at that. Look,
yeah,
dude,
now here comes
spamming
everybody's just like, boop, doop, boop, boop. Thanks, guys. You guys are awesome.
But yeah, all right. So we'll work on Beetle. We're gonna work on reading our Wildstar wrap up. We'll get that to you guys soon. Beetle versus blank rap. I don't want to hurt Beetle's feelings. So.
That wouldn't be a contest.
We don't want Beetle. I don't want Beetle to feel bad, guys. Like,
I have one thing going for me. I interned at a hip hop label in Minneapolis. It was tiny, but I was at least around it. Blank. I get that.
No, I got nothing. Dude, I got mad skills.
See, if you got nothing, then how are you gonna rap? All right, moving on.
Dude, it's on now, guys. You heard it here tonight. This is on. It's happening. That's right. Seashell said what I wanted to say, okay? It's happening. Dude, I interned somewhere. Oh, really? What'd you do? You sat on the couch? You're like, does anyone need me to file some shit away? Like, okay, big deal. Big deal. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
All right, so... all right, let's get into the next thing. Sorry, guys. We're going to talk about the 2 awards that came out last week. MMORPG, their E3 2013 awards for the category of most anticipated. Wildstar, you guys should be getting a link here soon. No, I'm not already drunk. I'm drinking this redacted punch, so...
He's already drunk.
That's not true. But yeah, no, seriously. And the next one was TenTonHammer. Their award for E3 2013 was Best Gameplay. There were some interesting things out there for, was it EQ Next getting, like, some big accolade, and everyone was like, how the hell can you give an accolade that you can't even, like, talk about? You know, it's not very objective. It's super subjective. So that was the one thing to mention about that. I'm going to move on here to the Final Fantasy. There was a payment model discussion by one of their developers, which, if you've been watching Twitter, our own very near and dear Troy mentioned that he thought it was kind of a silly post, but we want to throw it out there for you guys to check it out. It's defending monthly subscriptions when everybody's kind of going free to play, cash shops, things like that. You know, you've heard us talk about this before. And of course, I'm going to kick this to Nixus in a second. You want to be open-minded, and, you know, for me, I like to be informed. So reading around and looking at things is a big deal. Information helps build your argument. If your argument's stronger than other people's, I mean, you're not going to lose an argument. Anyways, so this guy says subscriptions instead of free-to-play. Nixus, what you got?
It's an interesting read. I mean, you know, I do agree with Troy on the fact that it's a very opinion. Can you hear me?
Nixus, you're
really
low.
quiet.
Yeah, you're pretty low.
Your low is low.
Hello, hello.
Change your shit, dog.
All right, moving on.
Beetle, go ahead while he fixes
I'll
stuff.
say what Nixus was gonna say, probably, right? But this post was kind of interesting to me because it came from, like, the online director for Final Fantasy. So it's like, this is pretty much what they're gonna go to for Final Fantasy, at least. And it's just interesting to get a whole nother take on. It was like really, really his opinion, but just pushing it. It's like, I just found it interesting to read because, you know, he's so set on something like this. And here we have Carbine that's like, you know, we just want info on it. Everybody's like, come on, we need it. We don't know what it is. But for Troy to say that post is kind of silly, kind of gives you, maybe Troy thinks theirs is silly? Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I don't fully remember exactly how he described it, but one of the things that I wanted to mention was, we talk about it a lot, it's a big deal. One of the conversations I was having, kind of to the side of this, was about back 10 years ago, for some of you who were still around at that time, and hi, Brenner. The gaming industry was only like 4 billion, 8 billion, which is it's still a big number, but it's a small amount, really. In the last couple of years, it's grown exponentially because of just the way our society is. You can stay at home, you can, you know, get on Netflix. Why go to the movies? Why go out? Why? There's all these things that you can now do at your computer, at a console. So, you know, why would you leave? This industry is now a $30 billion industry. So it's almost worth it to try and find the best ways to get those people to come to you. Whether it's Riot, I mean, what they've done is amazing. It works for them. And they went from 25 dudes or whatever the hell it is to all over the flipping world and a huge esports scene. What is the difference between, you know, Heroes of, somebody help me?
Neworth.
Neworth? Heroes of Neworth, or the games before it, and them. It just happened to be their payment model and the way that they went and marketed stuff. So it's, you know, it's a big deal. I'm really hoping that however they go works well for, you know, the main population of us that are here. But any other comments before we move on? No? Okay. The next one that you guys are going to get over there is, it's an interview with Tiffany Chu. I don't have the link. I messed up here. She, I believe, is the social design lead. It was an interview done by LordHammer from the GuildUmbra, and that's Gameskinny. You're going to get a little link over there. We're also going to have a little Chris Lynch interview that was put up. Just kind of information that you guys have seen before. If you haven't, it'll be on YouTube, and it'll be linked over here in the chat for you guys to check out. Excuse me. We're going to do a little shout-out here in the middle of everywhere. Chad Moore, which is known as Pappy, I saw an interesting tweet, and as part of our collecting things up in the Wildstar week that, we should tell you about. I'm not big on lore, but I thought this was kind of cool. He had put out, it was on the 18th, he said, the very first Orin Queen was Fair and Tree Speaker. The only thing I could think of why that could be cool is maybe that ends up being like a big-time NPC. It's definitely going to more than likely is going to be a driving force to something about the story in the game. So for whoever asked it, and I said I was going to mention on the show, for those of you guys who love lore, the first Orin Queen was Fair and Tree Speaker. Maybe we'll see her in the game. Who knows? I have no idea. I don't read that nonsense. Anyways, we got more weekly news here. Another, I guess, a leftover massively article here. It was a conversation about telegraphs. If it's all right, it's all right if people don't like Wildstar. It was basically like, listen, guys, there's a lot of you out there who are all about this game and the community, but it's okay if people, aren't head over heels like all of you are for the game. Nixus, did you want to mention something about that, or?
Got nothing, Nixus. Nothing at all.
Try unmuting. Mute.
Unmute yourself.
Dude, you ain't in the corner anymore. Listen, it's okay. I promise not to beat you. That's actually kind of fun. Come on, Nixus.
I just imagine him just saying, "Help me, help me." Try clicking it within the video call too, but that's neither here or there. Way to go, Nixus.
So we're looking for a new host. Basically, you gotta have some sort of weird accent. All right. Nixus, try to fix your stuff, no matter what you gotta do. We're gonna go on to. There were a lot of cool things put up by the Wildstar community team. They are these little vines. Some of them were voices. One was a prank gone wrong. I guess they were messing around with Troy's desk, and somebody knocked over his coffee. The other one that you guys are going to see is Elden Game Armor that was put up. It showed one of the modelers, designers?
Artists, character designers sculpting Elden Game Armor.
That's what it is.
I believe he was in ZBrush.
Yep. There it is, in ZBrush. Devs versus devs, there's a little bit of community love going on. People have made some kind of mock Facebook things saying that they're, Pappy minions or whatever. It's a lot of fun. It's something cool. I feel that it brings the community together, cheering on your devs or whatever. So definitely go check that out. You'll definitely see the vine here in a second. Oh, goodness, here it is. Team Bardic, Trojans, Centrillions. Guys in chat are blowing it up. There's a bunch of them. It's really funny. Somebody in the document just put, what team are we on?
That was me.
I haven't officially.
That was meant to like
an
open-ended question.
I didn't actually pick a team, but I'm not. If anybody else wants to, they can. Look, dude, they want to know. Nixus, how about you, Nixus? What do you think? Okay, Beetle. How about you, Beetle?
Since there's no Team Troy yet, I'm probably Team Jen. Even though
there's Trojans.
Is there Troy?
Yeah.
I might go with Bardic because we met on the battlefield of Team Fortress 2, and we showed honor towards each other. And yeah. Sorry, Troy.
Look, dude, the Bardic flame tornadoes. This is great. Like, this makes me so happy. All right,
pyromancers or something?
I'm just seeing the flame tornado. That was all Bardic, so...
Well, see, here's the problem. I can't pick just one because I love them all. But secondly, like, I can't pick Bardic because we're going to crush her in PvP, and when we do, she owes us beers. So I can't be, like, supporting her when we're trying to crush her. And then, you know, I can't support Troy because then I'm not supporting, you know, Scooter. And Pappy, well, nobody cares about lore, so I guess I can just kind of just say not him, really. And he's here. I can't wait for Twitter. I can't wait for Twitter. Oh, man.
Poor Pappy.
And yeah, there was Pappy, and then there was, I can't remember all of them. Oh, goodness, look at this. Look at this.
Zap says it's Team Centralians. Support everyone. There you go, Blank. You found it. We do not so.
Yeah, but you did.
God believes the house for that.
Whatever. Happy Frost. Oh, there's Frost. Dude, the only cool thing about Frost is the voice. You're just like, Frost, say it. Go ahead, do it. Disclaimer. You're like, yes.
Say
That's all he
things.
does, right? Isn't that what he does at Carbine? He just says voiceover?
No, he has more of a job than saying things into a mic. He's not fucking James Earl Jones.
The devs are listening. Like, that's his job, dude. Oh, there's Jeff. Jeff Snackers. That's a really cool one. For Jeff Kirkenacker. I'm probably chewing on his name. Anyways. Nixus, you should try fixing everything.
I think we need one for Momo.
For
Matt
who?
Makarsky needs one. Momo.
Oh. Mr. Yeah, I'm not going to say his nickname. I almost just did. Terrible you. Yeah, someone should do Matt. He's a good dude. I'm trying to think.
Nixus
Then
is
there's
so
Gaffers.
angry about his mic right now. He's so mad.
He's actually
rage
stuck in the
coming
corner,
through
which is
text.
great. Oh,
All right, let's move on. We're talking too much.
Shut up. They showed the new
talk
T-shirt. Are you guys talking on the talk show?
They showed a
They
new
showed,
T-shirt, huh, Blank?
A new T-shirt. Are you gonna show that? We should have showed that. Anyways,
Show that.
they got a new T-shirt, and Carbine, if you're listening, I will take a sweatshirt or a T-shirt, or I'll take them both.
Well, I'll take them
take a
both.
ticket to PAX Prime.
As long as
Like,
Blank's come in V-necks and sleeveless, I think he's okay.
Yeah,
Zing.
and it has to be in like a small, like the smallest of small. Nixus, if you
Schmedium, I
lick
believe it's
that,
called.
it'll work. Schmedium. Yep, for sure. There was an article. Actually, excuse me. There may have been an article. We didn't track it down. But there was a video of Jeremy Gaffney doing a Korean presentation.
We have the links.
Yep, I understand that. So it's an overview of the game. Looks like they're trying to expand a little bit on their market over to the Southeast Asia side. Cool beans for that. We got a Game Breaker TV. Could Wildstar's business model be revealed soon? Sounds like a big troll to me, but hints at a payment model coming soon, as always. You know, it'll be revealed when it'll be revealed. Beetle, what you got?
Well, the interesting thing about that one is it's based off of Scooter's Vine addiction. Was it him that talked about getting it or whatever? But the Game Breaker article, for those that you didn't see it, it was based off of several Vines they released that were talking about money, or the devs are listening. Like, it's got Frost saying the devs are listening, and then the guy for the Protostar guy say listening for money. So, speculation. We love speculating about Wildstar. That's like the best thing.
It was. I think they kind of jumped the gun. They're like, "Oh, business will be revealed soon," and then I think the tweet back was like, "No, we were just messing around. That was just jokes." But
Scooter and his Vine.
As always, we make sure to throw you guys the info for the week so that you guys don't have to. There you go. Enjoy the little giggle. Jeremy Gaffer. little I hate MMORPGs. I believe this is one of our viewers' buddies who got to do this. I saw this on Twitter. Want to make sure we threw that out there. I actually didn't get a chance to read this. I believe Beetle did. Beetle, you want to fill us in a little bit about this one?
It was just a Q&A with Gaffney, just talking about some random stuff, but there was a couple good points that came out of it that I believe we're going to touch on a little later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But as Honor as I think showed in chat, Gaffney, one of the interesting points that I thought from it was wanting to introduce rarity into the market and having timed items or, time set limits for when an item's introduced into the game and gating items, which bumps up the rarity of a certain thing. Oh, if I can only get, like Guild Wars does, like a dragon mask for this week for the July 4th stuff, but this was in regards to housing, and Gaffney was kind of talking about introducing certain, maybe they could even go like certain trees only, you can only put certain trees on your housing plug if it's a certain season. I don't know, just introducing different rarities into it, and I think it's a good thing, and Gaffney mentioned it's a good thing that a lot of games haven't done recently with timed rarities. Blank, what do you think?
It kind of pulling from other markets, the biggest one right now, and I'm a big one for, Riot skins. Season 1, Halloween skin, Fiddlesticks. Can't get it anymore. They made it a legacy or a limited edition or whatever skin. So when I play that champion, I can look all badass because I have a skin that not only shows how long I've been playing, but shows it's rare. And they have these different layers of what exactly is rare. People love that stuff. I love it. I love being like, oh, that looks really cool. I'm gonna get it. And especially when every time they're like, we're retiring skins. Buy. Like, just because it just for some reason gives me some weird EP where I'm like, I've got all these really cool limited edition skins. To be able to have that in Wildstar, where you're like, this was the first open beta, and anyone that came in on the first open beta was able to, I don't know, put some fountain thing on your housing plot, and nobody else is able to do that. It's exclusive, it's rare, and then you add the ability to potentially, I'm not saying that they're going to have a cash shop, but buy something like that in the future. Oh, hey, this is holiday lights that you can put on your house. Nixus is beating his mic. These are holiday lights you can only buy the first year. People like that sort of stuff. I like that sort of stuff like crazy. Here's my money, sure. I can put a reindeer outside that, dance around or root. Here you go. All right, that's cool. Come hang out at my house.
Right.
Aegon, how about you?
Yeah, I love that stuff, and I'm hoping that they actually change it up every season, so every season it's exclusive. So, if you've been in the game for 5 years, you've got like 5 years worth of exclusive stuff to show off to other people.
Yeah. That's what I was going to mention about it.
I'm also hoping that
Nixus clap again.
Hoping they do it for special events as well, like if they ever have like world events or story events, people that participate get exclusive content and stuff.
We heard you clap, Nixus.
I don't think we did. I think that was in your head. No.
Oh, wait, hello?
Look, he's so excited. Can you hear me?
Oh, there it is.
Oh, we can hear you now.
Oh.
It's working!
Oh my God!
It's quiet. Turn it up.
I've never been so fucking happy. No, seriously, I don't know what. I talked dirty to it and it worked. I don't know. This is ridiculous.
Everybody's just gonna have to listen real closely when you're talking. Now we're getting feedback from you though, which is great.
Yep. That's fine. Nixus, fix your stuff, adjust your sound up, whatever you need to do. Okay? The next thing we're going to talk about here, cool, we're going to have rare markets, rare things, that's awesome. Next big thing you guys need to know is there's going to be a YouTube live stream. I found this on, I think it was Twitter. It's for Rezzed. Rezzed takes place on the 22nd and 23rd of June. You're going to get the link. You're going to also see it on YouTube for ours. We're not affiliated with these guys. We just saw that the link was there. We don't know anyone else who's going to have a live stream from Rezzed, so favorite it, check it out on the 22nd, 23rd. You know, we definitely will. Here we go. Last thing that we saw this week was kind of a cool picture. It was a bunch of people getting some hands-on time from DreamHack, and it was from one of the European community managers. You guys are going to be seeing, I believe, a scene or a screenshot here in just a second. So that's a deal for the weekly news. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take everybody that's watching. All right. All right, I got to put in a little random list here.
Quick test.
You're going to have to talk like,
Yeah,
seriously
this is-
right in your mic.
All right, Elvis Presley it is.
Elvis Presley it.
Hope that mic was worth it, bro.
Dude, it worked just fine until 5 minutes ago.
Alright, so what Blank is doing while he's doing stuff is we're going to move towards our two main topics of the night. We've got one kind of pushing towards the community and the community spotlight, and then we're going to talk a little bit about, we had talked about it a little bit back in episode 7, about some of the guild features, but now with the new Tiffany Chu thing, she talks about renown and what that has to do with guilds, and we're going to do some speculating on it. But our first point is going to be talking about the community and an article from Wildstar fans, 7 ways to support the community. Shout out to Ara Wolf. Blank?
1 second, just finishing this up.
Alright, while Blank finishes this up, let's all listen to
I'm good.
Nix's.
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Still kind of low. We can hear you.
Did you turn your microphone? Did you turn your microphone all the way up on Uvu?
Yeah.
Where am
I tried everything, man. Everything. Hello?
Oh, there
That's a
it
little
is.
better.
Now we're louder.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't touch anything. What in the world is going on? Anyway.
Oh, you touched everything.
Oh, God. Not this time, no. All right.
Sorry.
All right, carry on. I'm going to try to fix it again.
No, that's good. Keep... All right,
Okay, parfait.
where I'm lost. You're good.
Where are we? Community Spotlight, Wildstar fans, 7 ways to support the community. Let's go through the 7 ways and talk about these. Blanket space.
Oh my God. Okay, so big shout out to our Wolf for putting this together. We're going to build off it a little bit. It's no format good. There's no format like using when someone else has a good one. Wildstar fans, you guys are going to get a link. You also see it on YouTube. 7 ways you can support. First one is contribute constructively and positively on fan forums and sites. This is places like Wildstar Central, which we love. Congratulations to Zap and Gentle on the news of having a kiddo, by the way, and MMORPG.com. Basically, hopefully, don't engage in rants. Don't run around ticking people off. Try to engage in fun speculation. Get to meet other people. Talk to other guilds. Talk to other organizations. Play in community game nights. There's a lot of stuff that can be done pre-launch. Looks like you guys not got nothing there. Create a fan blog or contribute to one. I want to add an additional part to that, and hopefully it's not another number down here. It could be a blog. It could be YouTube videos. There was a content generator on YouTube that started doing some Wildstar videos. Even if it's just to help get the word out there, it doesn't have to be professional. I mean, shit, look at our show. We're late 10 minutes every week. We keep coming back. We keep trying to do the best we can do because we love the game. We love the developers. We're really excited about where the game can go. It doesn't have to be professional, quality with like a $100 mic and a $10,000 computer and like all this sort of crap. No, just whatever you can do to help generate positive content. I mean, that's awesome. Again, there was I mentioned to go to like Wildstar Registry, Wildstar Central, or MMORPG.com to network with these people, to cross-pollinate. Hey, could I write an article for your site? Can you write an article for mine? Just something to think about. If you have the sort of cool technical skills, sorry guys, I keep switching back here.
You're fine.
Draw or make music for Wildstar. We did just see as you guys heard us joking about earlier, making a rap. Some guy just made a rap song for Wildstar. And because of that, it's now, encouraged me and Beetle to have a rap-off about Wildstar, in which I'm going to smash his, bearded face all over the place.
Oh, I'm so encouraged.
I'm
going to smash his bearded face in?
Yeah.
Is that a
with
rhyme?
My lyrical genius. So you have people like Fate or Evian. There's Zilvis who does stuff out there, who draw things and they produce them. Or even we have Airwolf himself who made the Exiles, Die or Be Free. There's always people out there making silly or fun stuff. Heck, my daughter colored a picture of Gentle Star's character, and I put that on YouTube. It's just more potential content that's out there for the people to be like, oh, what is this game about? And then they get to find out about this awesome community. Is that point 4? No. Share Wildstar with your friends and followers. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. I am huge about this. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I'm sending it to friends. I'm talking to old, rating buddies of mine. I've brought them over. The best word of mouth is from somebody who's excited about it. And if you've got the information, you're able to then back it up. If you're just like, no offense to Nixus and his buddy, they were like, hey, check out Wildstar. I looked at it and I was like, this is cartoony, dumb. Nothing else but just the original part. And then, they started telling me about stuff and telling me more, and I was like, because I wasn't even interested. I was like, this is dumb. No, this is dumb. No. And then they were like, oh, well, let me tell you about this. I told me about this. Then I got intrigued. Then I was interested. Now I'm here. I drank the Kool-Aid. What?
You're missing the part where I had to basically drag you to Carbide and say, check it out. I mean, you weren't easy.
No, you literally pushed me. You're forgetting. You pushed me in the wheelchair during the media time. And they were like, hey, what's up? That's Don. Yeah, okay. We're going to be over here talking to these dudes.
Then when you got that, I believe... Well, once you got there, I believe Creed's With Arms Wide Open was played over the PAX floor. But, no one's gonna get that. They're gonna be like, Creed with arms, you're an idiot. Never mind. God, I'm dumb. Sorry. Alright. What was I even gonna say? Oh, yeah. Don't be afraid to be a nerd and nerd out about things. And I have people at work that still play WoW, and I, every now and then, on a break, I'm like, hey, you guys, you check out Wildstar yet, bros? What's up? And then slowly, I think Druid said it, slowly corrupting other people to kind of take a look at it and keep kind of moving people towards it. And then eventually, once more content and stuff comes out for it, they'll be like, oh yeah, definitely, I see this. Alright, this is where we're going. Nixus, what do you think?
Alright, just testing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh yeah, man.
Alright, perfect.
Test.
So, this whole sharing with your friends, man, I've been sharing it with everybody. I work at a business improvement district. Nobody even cares about video games. The IT guy walks in, I'm just like, hey, you're in Wildstar? He's just like, what? I start talking to him about it. I write down all this information from Wildstar Central. The guy's into it. He talks to me about it every day now. We have some guy working on our website at work. He comes in. We're just kind of sitting there awkwardly waiting for something to happen. I'm just like, you into video games? He's like, I used to play WoW. I'm just like, you should check out Wildstar. It's like, don't even, just share it. Who cares, If people don't want to, whatever. But if they're interested, you never know. Take a chance.
Yeah, you'd be you'd be surprised. I mean, just getting the word out and the people that are interested. I work with doctors all day long, and I've actually talked to doctors about gaming, and I've actually gotten about 10 doctors that used to play WoW into looking into Wildstar. So it's interesting the people that you can influence just by telling them about it and spreading the word. Blank.
My biggest thing is that letting as many people know who are interested, because it seems like a lot of people now are just kind of drifting from game to game. And a lot of the people that I've talked to, there's two distinct schools. One's I'm super hardcore, or I'm casual, hang out with my buddies and friends. Boom. So they sit in a game that they may or may not super enjoy, but they do it because they have like this great bunch of friends. So you're like, hey, come hang out. This game is going to be cool, and you keep talking to them. The hardcore people, it seems to be much, much different, where like you have to talk about the systems, the design. You're going to talk about like, hey, this is how PvP is going to look, and some of them are like, there's no plans for open world PvP in the format I like. I'm not interested. And you're like, all right, dude. All right, well, I'm sorry. Go have fun playing arcade and blowing up pirate ships, But the more that you get out there, the more potential to find people who are interested in an aspect of the game that want to come play. No, I'm not. Captain, you can go. Anyways, point 5, one of my favorites. Communicate with the devs. Tons of them are on social media, and they'd love to hear from you. The brand new EU team is on there. Scooter's really not on there that much, except to post some sort of sly crap like, "This is really cool from beta, guys, ha ha ha." Like that's all he ever posts. If you didn't notice what we put at the very beginning, Troy likes to post, his personal cell phone number or his number to his office, or he just puts all sorts of crazy stuff on there all the time. And they're on Wildstar Central like crazy. They're in the IRC. You can't go anywhere without getting a chance to talk to them, and they'd love to hear whether it's critical feedback or it's just, hey, hi, how you doing today? Beetle, communication with the devs. Yeah. What do you think?
We've said it in the past. I mean, in our shows, these devs are great. They're really easy to approach. It's really stunning as like just doing like a fan thing like this, like how often we're able to talk to them, just shoot the crap and just almost hang out. They came to the Elden Game event, and they're just other gamers. That's all devs are, is just other gamers. Hey, what do you think?
Yeah, I was going to make the same point. It's nice having a development team that is so into their own fans and love to interact with their fans and love to hear from their fans and want to know what their fans think, instead of in the old days you'd post things on the forums, you might get a dev response, but whether they'll take it serious or not, you don't know. But this crew of devs loves hearing what we have to say and loves to know what we like and what we don't like. What they do with it, we don't know, but we know that they're listening. So, go ahead, Blank.
What I wanted to say is, it's a different dynamic than I've ever experienced. I've had so many different experiences with developers, whether it's you got to sign this NDA and we can be friends, or it's you are part of the community that we like, or it was meeting them at a convention. 90% of the time, my experience has been very cold, very, shirt and tie, very, this is how we do stuff. And then the hype people do hype. And they run the PR trains, they run the reputation management, they do all of those things. So you would expect to see Troy and David around. That's who you'd expect to see if this was run like every other company that I've ever experienced. And they're the ones who might tweet, whether it's a ghost crawler. And I guess Riot's kind of got that, where their guys tweet and do stuff in social media, but it's their own sort of opinions. But they're still within those kind of rigid confines that I'm used to. Carbine, these guys, if you haven't seen, they're hanging out in like turntable places. They're like, hey, we're at work. I'm going to play a song. How you guys doing today? It's on this totally different level, and it's so genuine. It doesn't feel like, hey, we're the guys that do community crap. That's all we do. We run the hype train. We do the PR. That's all we do, and we're the only ones you'll ever talk to. That's it. No, it doesn't have that feel. Am I wrong? Like, do you guys feel the same way? Like, it feels genuine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like they care. It
feels like
they really want to be involved.
Right. And it's not like they were like, okay, somebody needs to go get on the turntable.fm this morning and say hi to Beetle playing some stupid stick song or, whatever. They're like, we don't care. Don't get us. I was going to say Bowie, but then I was going to get in trouble. It's a long story. For those of you who hang out there, you'll get the reference. But they troll. They make silly jokes. They have the same sort of humor that we see in their game and in the videos, So
yeah, in all reality,
even
that turntable was their dev one, and we kind of invaded it when they tweeted it out to us. But whatever,
shit happens.
Semantics.
Stop it, Aegon. I see that. All right. The next point: participate in community events. Members of the Wildstar community host lots of events. I kind of feel like we got a lot of cross-pollination here. Late Night Dominion, and we did the Elden games. What I wanted to mention about community events is anybody can do them. Why am I talking with my hand so much? Anybody can do community events. We here strive to be a leader, and we're like, hey, we want to throw some fun stuff together. We're going to do something on Sunday. We want to raise some money. That was Hiroshi's deal. He's like, let's set this up. Let's do it. Sorry, they're writing silly things in a Google document. So and when we did the town halls, we got some of the European guilds that were like, we really like this idea. How do we set this up? And we were like, hey, we'll explain how we format it. We'll explain how we PR it. We'll explain, we love it. And we want to see more people out there that are interested in helping, build this foundation for an amazing community that is going to last hopefully as long as this game does, for years. I mean, that's why we're putting so much work. That's why we've got people that sit around and read articles, read blogs, listen to podcasts, who write up all these information just so we can be informed of what's going on in our community and try to cross-pollinate with all of the other people out there that are generating stuff for this game. I'm not sure who's supposed to go next. I think it's Nixus. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, the main point I want to make here is, we've got Late Night Dominion and the Elden games written as examples for, participating in community events. But it doesn't need to be limited to things that are organized and scheduled for, certain date at a certain hour. Just as simple as this, this weekend, I've already planned to play Final Fantasy with Melody and a couple of other random guys that I met in IRC. Just get together, talk, and start playing games together. It doesn't matter if you're from different guilds, if you're playing different games, just pick something and play. You don't need to have all these events. I mean, the events are good, don't get me wrong, but they shouldn't be the only time we're communicating as a community. It should be a regular thing. It should just be a habit.
We're going to talk a little bit about what I have to add on to that, so we'll wait for the next... No, we don't. Go ahead, Beetle. I know you were next.
Yeah, it's no problem. I was just going to say, with, participating, it can be as little, and I just wanted to thank everybody who hangs out in our show. It's like, you guys are one of the most active chat rooms in, a Twitch show that I've seen that's not, we only have, 60-some viewers right now, but there's so much chat going on. It's just everybody's so active. It's awesome to have people here. It's a great thing to see. Blank.
What I wanted to say is why this is such a big deal and why, I communicate with Beetle every day, with Aegon and Nixus, with our core officers, not just so we can do well as a guild in a game, but also so we can help generate positive, awesome content for the Wildstar community. It's a big deal because, it is farther down, isn't it? In the future, we're going to get to it in a second, the community is going to be tested and tried, and we want to make sure that we build really strong bonds with those people that are really interested in the game now, so that when things start getting crazy, we've got our friends. We know we're going to weather through whatever happens and continue to rock out. Next one. Be respectful to dissenting voices. One of the best ways you can support the community is by avoiding lashing out harshly at those who don't like Wildstar, have something negative to say about the game. Aegon, what are your thoughts?
Well, basically, you know, as things progress on and on, we're going to not see always the best reviews coming out for the game. We're going to see people that don't like things. We're going to see people that voice rather loudly that they don't like things. Instead of getting into troll wars or flame wars, you know. Argue your opinion honestly and step back. And just keep as the sign says, keep calm. Be nice. You know, share your opinions with, you know, honest intelligence and thought, and, you know, have fun. And, or more is that, I mean, there's other dissenting things that are poking their heads out, but we're going to leave them buried for now as to not bring them up.
Nixus.
Go ahead, Nixus.
Respond in French
All right.
if you don't mind,
In
please.
French.
Just to respond to Josh, oui, j'ai bien répondu, puis j'ai réparé mon micro, donc il n'y a pas de problème. Now, that was it.
Oh my
continue.
goodness.
Oh, we got the vipers.
To continue here, I don't even know what I was saying. Right, you know what makes me even angrier than seeing a random comment on a Wildstar article that says this game sucks, WoW clone, whatever, and the whole WoW clone part, I could elaborate on that for like half an hour. But anyway, the point is, what makes me more angry than seeing just a flame comment that is not constructive at all is seeing people who are trying to defend the game and who aren't being constructive at all either. They're just like, oh, you're just a hater, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no. How about this? Let's have a different approach to it. Most of you do spend a lot of time on Wildstar Central. You probably know of, you know, previous threads where said topic that's being discussed has, you know, already been talked about in the past. Get a link to that, post it, say, if you want to discuss this topic and have it fixed for the game, you know, go here, go say something. Don't just say the game sucks, go tell them why it sucks. It's silly. I mean, it's really simple. It takes all of 2 minutes. If you really can't find it, then just don't respond, you know, just keep moving. But we're feeding people. If you're going to feed the trolls, at least feed them something decent that tastes good, you know? I don't know. Or maybe
Like a baguette?
Whatever. Like a baguette, yes, or an éclair au chocolat.
If you're going to feed the trolls, make them choke on your words. If you're going to feed the trolls.
Yeah. And that's
nasty.
why people get frustrated with me because I don't like to post unless I have a really strong argument, and then I post like 3 pages, and most people are like, I'm not gonna fuck with that. Like, that's just like, there's too much to even try to pick out, and I make sure that it's the strongest argument possible. To get onto pre-launch, I wrote down a couple things I wanted to see. We're gonna watch chat here real quick. Pre-launch communities are a new thing. A lot of my experience in the past was the game is out, go fucking play it. There was none of this wait to get into a beta, wait to buy into a beta. We've been in beta for 5 fucking years. There's been none of that shit. It was just like, here's the game, go play it. So I want to put out a couple of points here. Pre-launch to launch, what can you expect, are things that I wanted to know. And this isn't a full list, just people are going to begin to be very critical of every aspect of Wildstar. As an active, you know, positive member of the Wildstar community, please try to remain objective and reasonable. There are going to be people who say, I don't like the cartoony look. They're going to say that's going to be their one thing. They're going to be like, I don't like it. It looks like Ratchet and Clank. Other people are going to say that's one of the nuances I like. Look at it objectively. Okay, you do not like the art. You don't like the direction of the art. Enjoy whatever you do. There are some people who like the Elder Scrolls. They like, what was that other one we were just talking about the other day, Nixus, that was coming out?
Arcade.
Very realistic looking art. They're like, that's what they're all about. It looks really cool. Lineage, yeah, it was Lineage. Thank you, Aegon.
No, it was
Arcade.
Arcade.
We were talking about Arcade.
The art is an attractor. You're like, I kind of like that styling. I want to see where that goes. Be objective about it. You can like or dislike things personally based upon whatever it invokes in you, but talk about them objectively. Don't be subjective. Don't talk about your opinion. Talk about what it looks like, what it makes you feel like, all of those sort of things. The next thing, organizations and guilds that are not very reputable, honest, or even nice and amicable to the community, they're going to begin to stumble in. Poor Zap over here. We've already, this guy's got to add moderators every month now because it's just becoming a crazy friggin' circus show over Wildstar Central. Congratulations to the 3 new mods, by the way. My advice there is don't feed the trolls after midnight or ever. People are going to come in. They enjoy saying things to piss you off. They enjoy saying things to get a rise out of you. Nixus likes to send pictures of inappropriate things on TeamSpeak. Sometimes, silly things happen. The best thing that you can do is just ignore it and don't interact with them. Normally they will go away.
I just don't click Nixus links anymore.
Yeah, that's pretty much
Never click anything that Nixus sends. From dark corners of the internet. Dark.
Yeah, it's you. Nixus is like, hey, look at this. It's a picture of you. When you click it, and it is not a picture of you. The last thing I put up here, like I said, it wasn't a big thing I wanted to go over, but just some things I wanted to mention. Expect a growth of specific populations. They're going to be people that are hardcore PvP only. We do war plots. That's it. We have some now, but honestly, if you look at Wildstar Central, which is the place where we look for all of our information and all of our demographics, it's a really small percentage of what's out there. There's going to be guilds that say, we are only PvE. That's all we do. You don't like it? Too bad. You're going to find your econ PvPers. They're going to start coming out of the woodwork. They're going to be the ones who, once the information about subscription, non-subscription payment models dropped, they're going to be the ones that want to farm money. They're the ones who are like, listen, I can do this as a part-time job. I can make money on the side. Expect them to show up too. Depends, again, on the type of model. My biggest thing that I wanted to make mention here was I'm still waiting to see, especially with Carbine's marketing and their PR stuff, when and if we may see in Australia and Southeast Asia, especially, since we saw that YouTube video, if we start to see them begin to show some love. And there was a counter argument that came to me from Wildstar Central in a PM about, do you think people will be interested in Wildstar when there's so many games out there right now, like K-Terra and Arcade that's being developed, that are, have them excited, and, those who still play World of Warcraft? I said, if you look at the designs and what they have, it's definitely a possibility. But again, I'm looking forward to see where that goes here in the future. So we're going to move, if you guys don't have anything else, we're going to move into our next little, which doesn't really have a title here. We're going to get into some little speculation. Some of you guys were asking for some Wildstar speculation. We're going to get into some kind of cool stuff that we found this week. So, Tiffany Chu, she is the social systems design lead, wrote it down, got it right earlier. She had an interview done by LordHammer, GuildUmbra. Very nice job, by the way. It's Gameskinny or something like that.
Yep.
Beetle, you want to take over this? I know you did a little bit more research on this.
Yeah, sure. So
I'm gonna let you finish that.
There's just a couple of little points in it that I wanted to touch on, and we'll do some speculation based on those, and I talked about it a little earlier in the show. It's kind of about the guild currency, renown currency, how those work together. But during this, Tiffany, she made a good point talking about the tutorial system, and something that I enjoyed hearing was it's a smart tutorial system that doesn't overwhelm the players. So it's not like you log into the game and all of a sudden, it was like Lord of the Rings Online recently did it, or I think Neverwinter did it. I log into the game for the first time and I have 10 pages of tutorials to click through telling me everything about crafting, telling me all these things about stuff that I haven't done and I'm not going to do for a while. Why are you clicking stuff? Stop it.
Because that's what happens. That's what happens with those tutorials, and that's why I thought this was really cool. When you get bombarded with shit, what happens? It's like Pappy and Lore. Don't care, don't care, don't care. And then later on, you're like, what? How the fuck do I open my character pane? I got no idea, So
right.
I
So
think
their
that's
approach on
good.
it was kind of, yeah, their approach on it is kind of, they're going to show you the tutorials as you encounter things. She mentioned trade skills at level 10. You won't see a trade skill tutorial till level 10. I'm sure you could probably look for it within the help menu, but if it's not something that is necessary to what you're doing at this moment, it won't show a tutorial for it. And I think that's awesome. It just alleviates, it's less overwhelming. You're not freaking out. Cause there's certain games I'm like, guys, hang on. Like, people in the team speak, I'm just like, hang on for like 10 minutes. I gotta read all this because I don't want to miss any of it and I don't want to be screwed up later. So it's like, that's a cool way to do the tutorial system. It's a smart way to do it. Another thing that she talked about, and she said she didn't know if she'd get in trouble for saying, but Guild Bank is confirmed as of right now. When you make a guild, you'll have a Guild Bank, or the option to have a Guild Bank. We talked about, she also mentioned Renown will be used to purchase a guild, and Renown is what you gain by questing, but you also gain this at a higher rate while grouping in circles, and we'll talk about that. But the question that we want to speculate on right now is, if Renown is used to buy a guild, and we'd love to hear what you guys think in chat, once you buy a guild with your Renown, what else do you guys think Renown will be used for? If anybody has anything on top of their head, go ahead and just throw it in chat, but I'm wondering, what do you guys think after this point, what's Renown going to be used for? And Blank would like to speculate on it.
These are, this is my forte, social systems. This is what I don't understand. You're going to be grouped in a
lot
circle.
of stuff in chat.
Yeah. We'll look to that. I'll be right there in a second, guys. People are saying guild and circle stuff. Here's the thing. This is what's confusing. And again, I get very technical, so Beetle shut me up if I get too far.
Okay.
You start the game, and I'm in a group with Aegon, Orochi, Nixus, Beetle, myself. And we're doing, quests, and we're going along, and we're getting renowned. When we get enough in our circle, or, a bunch of us, oh, Jesus, mind explode. We put everyone in our guild in a circle, okay? And we're together in little groups. Do you get more in groups? Do you get less in groups? You probably get the same amount, but what happens if you have 4 people and then someone who's not in your circle in a group? What? Dude, it just blows my mind, because you do this, okay, you've got your circles, you're playing, then you use it to buy your guild. Now, is there going to be, cool things to do within your circle? Could you maybe buy an icon for your circle? Maybe your circle gets its own, here we go, way out far. Could you possibly have Circle House, where, they said you've got guild houses, why not have a circle house? I know, give me weird faces, but what are you going to spend it on? Your guild currency is separate. Well, that's my problem. You get this currency, so then it's what, throwaway? It's possible. Okay, so you only get renowned until you get a guild, and then you're done with it. But we're speculating. Put on your crazy pants. What if you could do something cool for your circle? What if your circle could have a housing plot where you get together? What if...
A lot of what ifs.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we're doing. We try not to do too much speculation, because everybody comes up with crazy shit. I like to base them in potentials. So I could see you getting cool stuff for your circle. But then again, as I've complained about in previous episodes, my worry is that by increasing how important, getting your renowned is, or your circle stuff, doesn't that take away what a guild is supposed to be? Perhaps, last one I promise, perhaps you only get renowned until you build a guild, and then renowned then is generated as guild currency. Beetle, your thoughts?
All right. Some people are wondering, is it for sure separate currencies between guild and renowned? Yes. In that YouTube link, she says there's a separate guild currency completely. So I think with renown being a part of the game, I don't think, speculation hat on, I don't think it will be a throwaway currency. a lot of people are making good points. I think renown will be our vanity currency. There's a certain housing vendor that only takes renown. There's a certain, clothing vendor that only takes renown. I don't see it being used. It could maybe be used for armor, because I see people creating certain circles to maybe do like PvP or raids with other people instead of their guild, if their guild's only focused on one of those things. So maybe I could see renown being used for armor, but with it being separate from guild stuff, I think renown is not a throwaway currency, and I think guild currency will be based on specifically guild items. Nixus, what do you think?
I agree that it's not going to be a throwaway currency. I think it would be a waste to have that be a throwaway currency, but I don't think that it's going to be used for, as a vanity currency, because, essentially, you might be leveling with your circle at first, but the end game is to end up in a guild, and you're going to be raiding with your guild. So I assume the only thing I really see you getting out of renown once it's left over is, like, social items. So I made a little list here, like, social shit like fireworks, maybe passive pets, even RP stuff like picnic tables, costumes. Those are the kinds of things I see you getting out of playing with friends rather than with like your serious guild, that kind of thing. I don't know. We'll see.
Speculating so much right now.
Here, again, you guys know sociology, marketing, designs. I look at, is this going to be forcing grouping and minimizing the solo player? Which I'm not, but if you want to get some of these cool things, I'm not going to say force, because it just sounds, I don't want it to sound like you're being coerced that way, but, if you're that whiny solo dude who just wants to play by himself, or chick, is this not saying, like, you're not going to get a cool picnic table. You're not going to have cool fireworks. You're not going to have a guild. You're going to be stuck within a circle. And the next speculation point that I have for that is it possible that some of the bigger things that you may need, and we're going to start getting real crazy up in here, maybe you need some of that for guild purchases. Maybe you need to have guild currency, plus your guild members need to play together, to be able to purchase bigger items in the future. So, Aegon, how about your thoughts?
This kind of blends into another point that's going to be brought up shortly, but basically, in that article, grouping in your circle increases your renown. You get renown faster. So solo players are still going to gain renown, they just won't get it as fast. But you can see the people that really care about this stuff grouping up a lot more often. Is it going to force grouping? I don't think so. It's going to encourage grouping, especially people that are interested in whatever renown ends up buying. Vanity items, role-playing items, costumes, etc. But if you're earning it solo, you still have a chance to do things solo. You just won't get those rewards as fast.
Go ahead, Dagon.
As to where they're going to go, I'm hoping that they go into mostly vanity stuff. I really don't want them to see going into leveling your XP or, bonus items. I would much prefer them seeing going into purchasing, housing stuff, costumes, role-playing items, holiday gear, all those kind of things. Good, Beetle.
I was thinking a tandem bicycle for 5 people.
Nope. All right. The reason I said, and Nixus disagreed with me on the renown thing, the whole reason I said that renown could be used later for vanity items, like Aegon said, housing, seasonal things, stuff like that, is because if you're thinking of the whole group, yes, you don't want to discourage people from grouping, stuff like that. If there are people that play the game solo, though, the whole design aspect is, yes, we're giving people in circles a higher rate of renown gain because they're in a circle, but does that mean that they're going to get this better armor quicker putting our solo player at a disadvantage from the get-go. That's the whole reason I say having something that's vanity, doesn't have stats, because yes, you're catering, yes, it's an MMO, yes, you're catering to groups, but you still have to think about the solo player, is what I think. Nixus?
I don't want to agree with that. I mean, sure, you cater to them in the sense that you give them the content for them to play, but it doesn't have to be completely fair. It's an MMORPG, a massively multiplayer online game. You know, if you want to have the advantage, then group up. I'm not saying it's fair to everyone, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think they should necessarily.
That's what it was. If it was a perfect world, like, I don't agree as a player with what I'm saying, but from a design standpoint and a fairness aspect, yes, in my perfect world, group the F up, you're playing an MMO, you're not getting this stuff, you're not going to get raid gear by yourself, you're not going to get dungeon gear by yourself. So it's like, but as from a design standpoint, and already with the guild currency, I see Renown not being used. I mean, I hope it's used for stuff without stats, just to avoid whininess from players that only have 2 or 3 people playing together and they can't gain as much as a 5 or 10 man.
It's not that hard, though. Like, 6 months from now, while I'll be at school, I mean, I probably won't have time to play in a group all the time, right? And I'm still not going to complain if I'm falling behind on my Renown just because I'm playing alone. I'll just accept it. I'll be like, whatever. You know,
I gotta weigh in here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna weigh in, and normally it's Roshi, but now it's gonna be Beetle. And this is when all the feedback comes back. Yeah, we loved it. That was great. They want the game to be fucking hard, dude. Like, they've already said it. They don't mind taking a non-traditional approach. They don't want to make it looking for raid WoW, where anybody can get into a fucking raid with 24 other retards and smash into stuff. They've said, we want it to be hard. You want to have fun? We're going to have something for you by yourself. We're going to give you paths. This is the kind of play style. But they're going to incentivize grouping together and playing together. So, yes, okay, it may not be fair. I'm sorry that you couldn't go raid Nax because you didn't have the time, or you didn't have the skills, or you were on a bad server. I don't feel bad. I don't care. When it comes down to it, you work hard, you move, you do what you need to do. And Wildstar is doing the best that they can to cover all of these aspects. Check out housing, check out war plots, we've got arenas, we've got battlegrounds, we've got solo content. But it's not like, yo, hey, by the way, we're going to hold your hand and give you all this shit, because they've already said we want it to be challenging, we want it to be difficult. So if they're incentivizing gameplay, I'm all for it. Oh, goodness, I'm afraid to look at chat. What's up, Beetle?
No, everybody's agreeing with you guys. I'm just saying, and I agree, there's the 1%, there's all this content for the grouped up people and all that. And I'm saying, yes, there is raids. Yes, there is dungeons. Those are already things that 1 or 2 people can't do. I'm saying we don't need another aspect of the game to push towards groups. We can have one currency in the game called Renown that Terry, play by himself, Smith, can go and buy stuff with just as much as the group over here can buy stuff with. I'm just saying, we still need to have stuff for the little guys. And that's just part of design. Yes, there's already all this stuff that the 1% is going to do, and that's awesome, and I'm loving it. Where's that from? McDonald's? And it's just like, I just don't think that we need to have another thing that gets rid of people that are playing by themselves. We already have the content that's going to do that. Blank. Oh man, feedback.
You guys fix your stuff. My concern is not so much about the solo play. It's more, what the hell is the point of having a guild currency and renowned and making them several different things? You know, like I said, I like playing the game. I hate playing outside metagames. I don't mind playing internal metagames like the auction house or, you know, the farmer's market, whatever it is. But I really dislike being like, oh, I have to figure out how many guild points or how many, you know, renown points that I need for this and that. It just becomes convoluted. Boom, big word. That's what I'm looking for. It's too much. Give us one, give us two, but don't make it so much that I'm like, Jesus. Hey, I need someone with a master's degree and friggin', mathematics to help me figure out the min-max on this because I can't do it on my calculator. That's the only thing I'm really worried about. Did you guys want to go down here? I need another drink, so.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, you just go right there.
All right. So, where am I going? Oh, he left me. I'm panicking, guys. Help! Help! Oh, no, I'm kidding.
I got you.
All right, so, no, grouping in circles. The other note was grouping in circles is going to, we said it, increase the rate of renown gained. We'd like to speculate real quick on how much of an increase do people think, is it going to be per group member, kind of like Guild Wars 2 and Influence? I mean, it's kind of a long stretch there with that. But do we think, based on your group member in the circles, you have 2 people, 3 people, will it be a little higher due to that? What do you guys think in chat? Do you think it's going to be a little more based on the group members, or it's just going to be, if you're in a circle, you're gaining this flat rate more of renown based on what you're already doing? Nix, do you have anything on that?
I mean, I'm expecting there to be at least a cap on the number of members that affect that, but overall, I don't really have too much to input on that. I mean, I'm just going to wait and see how it goes.
Aegon?
I think it's going to probably be a really weird mathematical rate that slowly flattens out once you get to a certain amount of numbers in your circle. I suck at math, so I'm not even going to try to explain it. So basically, you'll probably start out at a bigger bonus, and as you get more people, that bonus will more even out. But you'll still be making more than soloing.
Yeah, I think I like in chat. I like Zaps, but I like Angry Gaming subs a little better. 5% per group member, or plus 10 per group member that's already in your circle. Those numbers are obviously could fluctuate. Those are just numbers. But I kind of like that being, because they said grouping up with people in a circle will increase your renown. They didn't actually touch on being grouped up would increase your renown. And someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I actually like that. A little more renown, just, oh, I'm having a real tough time killing this. Ooh, a guy ran by. Hey, group up with me real quick. We're getting a little more renown for that. That's actually really cool to me, and I think that's a sweet idea. Nixus, what do you think?
My one issue is that if it's an ever-progressing, increase, even if it's just a little one, based on how many additional people you have in your group, isn't that going to create, leveling Zergs?
I don't think it's going to be ever increasing.
I love the leveling in Guild Wars.
Yeah, I think it's going to increase to a certain level and then cap.
All right, if it caps, I'm fine with it. If not, I don't want to end up with the same thing I saw in Guild Wars 2, where it was just like infinite lines of people chasing mobs and killing every single thing you saw, and you were just like, I can't see what I'm killing. There's too many freaking particle effects.
What was wrong with that?
I didn't enjoy it. It didn't feel like I was actually taking on a monster
didn't have
alone.
fun
I was just
playing.
it was like an army
now you want to
people
quest
versus one
alone.
spider.
Hang on, Nix has just said he wants to kill a monster alone, and we're just arguing about grouping up in renown. What was that, Nixus? You playing by yourself now in MMOs?
Listen, no, I get what he's saying though, because I remember doing Daliak runs, and on the Borderlands map on the southeast side, on your way up there was like higher level birds or some shit, and every time we went by on a Daliak run, we made sure to kill them because they dropped really nice crap. But eventually got to the point where I was like, running these Daliaks suck, and doing that sucks, but you had to do it in groups to increase. Like I can sympathize with what Nixus is saying here for sure. Did you guys have anything else here? Just in case you guys didn't know, and you're new to the stream, or you're gonna watch this on YouTube, you haven't seen it before. We're gonna give you a little back information. Guilds can be created around. We've speculated about what a round is supposed to mean. Level 10. Potentially, if you get lots of renowns, you might be able to do it sooner. And they've already confirmed that there's a shared guild currency that drops. I'm assuming it doesn't drop on the ground. When you play with guild members, this can be used to purchase guild perks. So, we got some exclusive cool things for you right now, guys. I'm going to open And for all you guys who've been hanging out here, we got 2 screenshots. Thank you to Team Wildstar for sending these along.
Speculate ahoy. So we've got some new mounts, obviously, breed of the YOLO swag dragon, and then a scenery of farmland. Looks like the architecture is pretty, I dare say, farmy.
Yeah.
I've always dreamed of being a farmer.
Oh, wait.
And the other one's much more dark.
Yeah. So, a lot of you guys are saying here, mount, a war plot.
It kind of looks like a pen.
It does kind of look like a pen. Maybe these are some sort of mounts. And the other one says neighborhood for housing. Cassian. Evian says Cassian. Does that
neighborhood for
is
housing?
one of you
would be
artists
sweet.
confirms what this house here? This is supposed to be like Dominion-y, right? That doesn't look like some sort of tree hugging crap. So can somebody who does art stuff like give me a thumbs up for that? So yeah, Dominion-y. Thank you, Evian.
Looks Dominion-y.
No, I think
well,
that
it
first
does.
one. I think that first one looks like it might be a new dungeon. You know, sneak peek.
Oh, maybe it's a listen, guys. What we were told about these was here's something nobody's ever seen, and we can't tell you what the hell they're from. So we literally like throw it out there. Whatever you guys see, whatever you guys think, let us know. The mount has a weapon. Do you guys see a weapon on the mount?
I don't think it's a mount. I think it's just a
Oh,
creature
it's
leaned
like
over. I think it's
Or is there something
I think it's just a quadruped.
underneath him? I don't know.
I think it's a quadruped creature that probably goes on 2 legs when it fights. From the looks of it.
It's obviously
I think
pig
that the-
dogs.
Pig dogs.
A fighting pit with a gladiator. There we go. I think I'm looking. I hope you don't switch back to me staring at my monitor.
Yeah, I'm real
It
close
looks-
now too.
Yeah, I know. Like, it looks like the dog is like there's like some sort of weapon. There's weapons on the ground here. And what's in the background here? There's a spike with a skull on it. I'm trying to see if there's anything like. I just picked my nose.
Maybe
You guys didn't see that either.
maybe an arena event in a dungeon.
This is
Yeah.
good
That's
news for the
possible.
role players. You can roleplay DMX and pretend you're dogfighting.
That was Michael
Vic.
Vick. GG Nexus. GG Nexus.
I don't know.
Information fail right
I thought
there.
you talked about like recovery from that or whatever.
It's a gladiator pit.
And
There's
for
a-
anybody
yeah.
wondering,
Yeah.
I think we will be uploading these to our Late Night Dominion thread. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, we
Yes.
will. Yep. These are exclusive. You guys haven't seen these anywhere else. You can only see them here, and now, well, of course, the whole flipping internet. But these came from the Team Carbine peeps who sent it along. So big thanks to them. And I want to look at this other, like this pit looks kind of cool, and God knows what the hell that dog thing is supposed to be. But I'm going to go to this other screenshot here. I'm going to try, like, there's, things look very Dominion-y, but I don't understand why there's a, dude, there's, what has the flying box, guys? Which one has
flying what?
which, I see, there's a person in this screenshot.
Where?
Can you stop it? There is a person in this. In chat they're saying scientist. There's
Oh,
one
at
of
the
these people
bottom?
in this screenshot. Can you guys see that?
In which
In
one?
the very bottom.
Oh, at the bottom there?
In which
Yes.
Yeah.
At the very bottom.
The farm one.
Yeah, it's a scam bot. It's a. Is that supposed to? I can't flip and tell here. Hold on, I'm
There's
scrolling in here.
definitely logos on that farming equipment too. Can't really make them out though.
Can you stop the cycle so we can look at the farm Aegon? That's what they're asking for.
one? Yeah, hold on.
All right, let's see. I hope you don't turn back because I'm seriously my
I
face.
haven't turned back yet.
Dominion logos on the fencing. Dominion.
I'll
Okay,
make
so we get Dominion logos on the fencing. Are these okay? Those look like some sort of.
Well, it's like a possible Dominion logo on the
Machines.
building.
Yeah, see, that's what I asked. It doesn't look like Exile. It looks so. Like, is this like some captured land, or they're like, hey, now this is where we're gonna set up some farming? But there's like these huge things in the background. You guys see this? Like, this is some sort of like nice little farmland, and then there's like big things in the background that do not fit. Do you see that? Maybe a major city in the back. So maybe this is like this is Stormwind or something in the back, and then we're seeing like what was the name of the first town there in World of Warcraft? What was that outside of Stormwind?
Brooklyn.
Outside of Stormwind,
No.
Goldshire.
Goldshire. Yeah. You guys see what I'm saying? It could this could be like that nice little, outside. And then, like, they've got the big, scary Dominion City behind there. Brooklyn's not near Stormwind. Oh, okay. So what I've noticed is a scientist, which people are saying, they said Orin.
Yeah,
Okay, so
I can see that, maybe.
a potential Orin scientist. We've got.
That's what I'm saying,
Let's
Papa.
see.
Those are machines. They have some logo on them.
Yeah,
Could
farming
be a
plots
Cassian
or
blue
something.
hair. Let's when we post these in the late night Dominion thread tonight, guys, let's see some speculation brought over there, and if anybody wants to repost it in the thread, kind of zoomed in on certain things, definitely. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, thanks for speculating with us, guys. Again, big thanks to Carbine for sending along some exclusive screenshots for us to speculate about tonight. And we hope you guys find some kind of cool stuff too. Yeah, we would love to read what you guys have.
It should be some interesting speculation.
I didn't even get a chance to really. All right, so
well,
now we scroll on down to the old chicken talk.
I think it's time for Chicken Talk. Brought to you by Chicken Byproducts. After this, Blank, would you like to get ready to give something away at the end of the show?
Yeah,
Do we have?
We'll do another giveaway, another random.
Did we do one already?
Yeah, I put the name up at the top. We did guys, for those of you who were hanging out around earlier, let me scroll up here one moment. We did the Hype Snake, and Zilvis and Angry Sub are going to be able to pick whatever they want out of the old Blank Space sponsored pile here. And I pulled a random person and it disappeared. Where the hell did it go? I believe it was Vuxy. I'm not seeing it right here. Yeah, it was Vuxy. Was a winner for hanging out. We're gonna do another one. So hang out till the end of this, and we'll do another random giveaway.
Oh my God! I just scrolled down all the questions. All right, here we go. Question from unnamed Chicken GG. Ask the guys if they're going to attempt to go any upcoming conventions. I want to go to Prime. I believe Blank is trying to make moves for Prime, and we may have some other guild members going to Prime. Blank, what do you think?
I am going to, if I can get the tickets. I do have the funding from a sponsor, which I just got tentative contracting for. So as long as I can get all of the logistics down, and potentially I might even have to hire somebody to help me move my wheelchair and shit around. I'm trying to go to Prime. It's going to be a hell of an ordeal because I have a wheelchair. I'm going across the country. It's a big pain in the ass. But it looks like Chicken may also potentially be going to Prime. So I just want to throw that out there.
All right.
Not this year, but I'm definitely hitting up East next year too.
Oh, dude, I'm going to East for sure. That's not even a joke.
Pharynx is wondering if someone's going to post those screenshots to Wildstar Central. I believe Nixus is working on updating that in our thread, so you guys can speculate there. Stompsville asked, as of today, what do you guys know about the rating scene in terms of rankings? Example, will there be server first, world first, etc.? And as Carbine discussed on how they're going to handle progression rankings, they haven't gone into detail, I believe, on progression rankings themselves, but when catering to the hardcore, like they said they would be doing for rating, I definitely see there being server first and world first. I don't see why there wouldn't be, is my thing. Gonna be what someone's saying. Yeah, Pharynx is saying that weekly timed runs, but they could still have server first, world first things for the first time these bosses have been down. But yes, they've mentioned the skills and abilities on bosses changing weekly. So I don't know, maybe you could have weekly firsts. That'd be crazy. Blank.
What little speculation cap still on. They've mentioned ELO rankings, things like that. Do I think they're going to have their own, like, these people are server first? No. Do I believe that somebody who's good at that sort of stuff should potentially make a website for things like that in the future? Yes. And do I think that that would be a lucrative idea? Yes. To be able to then prove with Carbine being able to then show through server information who was done first. They're very friendly to the modding community, so if they're going to have those sort of things potentially there, I can see that being done. Oh my god, I can just wait. Someone's going to complain and be like, oh my god, we've got wildstarrating.com set up today, and to be able to put all your PvE rankings, someone's going to complain about that tomorrow. I can already see it. Alright, go ahead to the next question, man.
Alright. Excuse me. Swifty K asks, what is the best chance Wildstar will be free to play, or buy to play, or sub? Can you elaborate on that? All for me. Keep this short. We don't know. Hybrid model. We really got to wait for some sort of release on it. Honestly, we have no definite on that. Honestly, sorry. Stompsville asked, did I skip something? I did.
On top there.
Sorry, guys. Stompsville asks, what do you guys think about MMOs going to free-to-play? Just generally, I think for certain MMOs it's a good idea. There's certain MMOs that I look at, I'm like, I don't think I'd pay for that. But then when it goes free-to-play, I download, I try out. I may not go, super hard in them, but it at least enables to get other people that are saying, okay, I'm not going to pay a sub for that, but then when I get in and free-to-play it, heck, maybe I'll spend $10 on whatever their in-game currency is to get a cool mount. It's kind of like Neverwinter's deal. It's like, do I want to buy some gems or whatever they have? Whatever. I just got paid $10. It gets more of a what-if scenario for other people that don't want to pay subs. So I really have no problem with it as long as the game can, keep alive. Blank, what do you think?
Like we said, we're going to talk about this around and around in circles till they tell us, then we're going to bitch about it once it's out. We're going to speculate even more. I doubt with the hybrid model it's going to be free to play. With a cash shop like League, that's normally not how MMOs go, especially coming out of the gate and with investors and people that want to see their dollar bills. But looking for possibly buy to play. And what do we think about them going free to play? It's a smooth marketing move. When you've been in the game and you're seeing some numbers, you see potential to go free to play, get more people in, drive the cash shop. I feel like when they go free to play, they're basically bitching out. Honestly, they're just like, we gotta pay, we need some money. It's like, I'll give you a real life example. The gym down the road did a buy 1 year, get a year free. I was like, this is crazy. You buy a year, you get a whole year. They generated a lot of capital. They were able to do some new things, and now it's sustainable, but it's a big risk. What if you do something like that and you don't get enough return, then games disappear, or their content sucks, or it takes 5-6 months for them to put anything else out new that's interesting. And a lot of these guys are writing here. SOTOR went free to play, and there seems to be some conflicting reports on did it gain. So here's the thing we don't know: did it gain more money or not? It gained more people. So when Terra went free to play, I went to play it. I went to stream it because I was like, why not? We'll see what this game's about. Again, it's one of those things where it went free to play. It got some of my money. But I got more use out of the, $50, whatever I spent out of my own pocket than, I would have not. I got so much out of it. They got my $50, but if the game had been legit, they would have gotten so much. I mean, I think about Blizzard with the 5 different accounts I had at one point. Like, there's so much more to be had up there. So, Aegon, I can't even read what the hell's going on here. Aegon, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, with the free-to-play market, I mean, I prefer a subscription-based market just because you're more invested into the company. The company's more invested into the players to keep improving the game. I mean, free-to-play market, there was an article a while ago. If I find it, I'll link it, with the show notes. It's talking about a free-to-play game, pretty much depends on the 2% of whales to keep it alive, which are those people that spend between 5 and 10 grand a month on their game. And if they don't see that, even their free-to-play model usually ends up failing in the end. And free-to-play models tend to attract, I think, more of the players you don't want around, because they're not really invested in the game as a pay model. So, I mean, for Wildstar, anyways, I'm hoping for a pay model, just to keep the community and the structure and the game improving for us the way we want it and the way we want to work with the devs. We have been working with the devs, and if it does free to play, we'll see how it goes. Go ahead.
All right.
Next question.
Next question from Stompsville. What is SFG's ultimate goal, being a large community, per profit, solo mid-type? We tend not to really base questions on SVG. This is kind of more just community stuff. I don't know. Blank?
What our ultimate goal is what we posted on Wildstar Central on our recruitment post. SVG, we're looking to be competitive in PvP and PvE. We're recruiting like-minded people, and for those goals. And when it comes to our casual members, we have some of the best casual Wildstar members in the community, and I'll give them shout-outs now, like Kef, Shell. We've got Onrez, which is our econ PvPer. There's more. We've got a lot of really cool people. So if you're interested in reading more about us, just head over to Wildstar Central. There's a whole big thread, and if you guys want to talk about it more in depth, feel free to get a hold of any of us at any other time. But again, like Beetle said, in this format, it's not about us. We're not here to talk about our crap or our past or anything like that. It's about Wildstar in the game. So next question. And
right.
Poppy, Jesus, MMO Papa did just get on board. I'm sorry, chat. Kill me later.
Yeah, kill him. Love you, Papa. Alright, Tainted 707. What do you think Carbine can do to combat gold sellers in certain games? You can see trade chat spammed websites. Will gold selling be present on Nexus, and what can they do to try to minimize that? There's always there's report buttons, there's, the age-old techniques. Gold sellers are going to try to make their way in if they find it profitable, and Carbine's just going to have to deal with it on their own terms. I'm not sure what they have in place for it or anything like that, so I don't know any technical terms about their, getting rid of gold sellers. Blank?
It's not. Gold selling is another hot topic issue with me. We should actually talk about it sometime. If a game economy is set up, it's not only your part to not buy gold, but then also report it. There are those. Some of them are scams. There are ones that are out there where they're going to offer you stuff. They're going to say things. They're going to steal your account. They're going to try to data mine it, and your stuff's going to be gone. There's others that may be legit. There are legit ones out there who they tell you when to put your stuff in the auction house, or they transfer stuff to you on an account that they stole from someone else. The best thing that you can do is report it. Report it fast, hard, put it on the forums, do it in-game. You want to minimize that because it takes away from the in-game economy, which makes them have to adjust things that they don't necessarily aren't part of their design. And you just shouldn't support stuff like that. You know, if my buddy Nixus needs 1,000 gold and I loan it to him, I'd rather do that than him be like, I need to, buy that online. And support people that are hacking, stealing people's information, possibly stealing their identities and things like that. So it's not just on their part. As a community, we should be watching out for that too. The next question, Beetle.
All right. We've got a couple more from Tainted here. Tainted asks, as far as gear goes, do you think it's important to differentiate gear from PvEP to PvE? God, I'm sucking. Or do you guys like the idea of being able to get epic loot from raids and using said loot to own people? They mentioned PvP-specific gear, but do you think things like trinkets should be looked at? I think we talked about this the majority in a previous episode, and we were kind of split on it from what I remember, but I like to see, like you said, the epic loot from raids. Epic loot, they've said in the past that war plots will drop the best PvP gear. So if you're putting in the time on the highest tier, I shouldn't call it highest tier for PvP because there's really good arena teams and VG teams out there that I feel may get a little ticked about war plots dropping the best PvP gear, but that's a whole nother thing. But if you're playing at the highest caliber, I feel like you should be getting the highest gear. And I don't know, what do you guys think? Anybody want to weigh in on that or no? Blanket?
When it comes to, I've said this a bunch of times, PvP and PvE gear having their own stats and things like that, it becomes the job of the design teams to look at where they're putting the weight on moxie or any of these things. Strength, dexterity, these are the words we're used to. I'm sorry, Carbine, we're not quite used to the new ones that you gave us yet. So if I am a stalker and I'm used to tanking and I'm going into PvP with my PvE gear, the balance is, a bunch of different things. Do you allow PvE items in PvP? Do you only allow PvP items? But if you have it balanced correctly, there shouldn't be a huge difference. There should be a huge difference between PvP and PvP items if they are the same skill level and the same mechanics. Let's say latency on their computer to the server, things like that. If I'm facing a group that's all PvE, they have the chance to potentially burst me down. But hopefully I'm wearing PvP gear and I'm able to survive that. I don't like to see things where when I was doing Arena in Burning Crusade, where I was basically wearing all PvE gear because it just gave me such a huge boost. And it was part of the metagame where it was like, okay, my job is just to do a shit ton of damage within a small amount of time on my rogue, so I was combat with my glaives. Bam, that's all I did. I'd like there to be a huge distinction there. We'll see. It's good. It's a very delicate balancing act. So,
all right. Next question looks like our last one from Tainted. Thanks again, Tainted, for the great questions. Always awesome. Do you think faction changes should be introduced at some point on Nexus? Please, not day one. Server transfers are iffy, but our faction changes game-breaking. I think they'll be implemented for a price later on. You never know. It's just one of those things like, oh, guys, you guys are all on Dominion? Well, crap, I've made this character. It's something to be nice back to your community, and eventually they'll come in, I hope, for a price and not free, for God's sake. All right. I got logged out. Hang on. Give me all right, I'm back. Blank, go.
Faction changes, time limit, and expensive, please, because here we go. We're gonna bitch about Guild Wars. server transfers. All right, let's just all server transfer, have no cooldown, do whatever. It causes such a tremendous issue within populations. If your guild decides we're suddenly going to go exile because there's a perceived min-max difference to going there, cool. But you better make sure every fucker there has to pay $25 to do so. Or we're going to roll on this server because we're able to climb the leaderboard in PvP faster because it's there's just a lower population or whatever. You better make us pay for it. I dislike being able to freely move your populations without there being some sort of consequence, and I want that consequence to be you gotta wait and you gotta pay. Nixus, I thought you had something, no?
Yeah. Regarding faction transfers, I don't know if it's because I'm like a diehard when it comes to when I pick a side. I'm just that, but I don't think that they should have them. Simply because whenever they were introduced in WoW, it kind of made me mad because then there were people like, I don't know. It's kind of like, do you know that mindset that they have in PlanetSide, like the old PlanetSide 1 players who were like, once you pick a faction, you're that faction for life? I want that in this. I love it because it turns into this thing in the long run where when you're at conventions and stuff and you see people with like the Dominion symbol, you're just like, that's my bro.
Dominion domination.
And you automatically have that in common, and it's a little deeper than just having the game in common. It's you have an aspect of the game in common.
Yep, agree.
So I'm
totally
against
agree.
it, but I know it'll probably be there. I hope that Don said, I hope that it's expensive and long cooldowns, at the least.
Real world names. Why are you doing that? All right.
Oh, sorry.
Next question.
Add me on Facebook.
Blim. Add Don on Facebook at Don Little Guy Noble. Blim asks, what can I look forward to at Gamescom, you think? I think we covered that they're doing a new build, some new content that no one's ever seen before, so you're looking forward to new stuff, definitely. Like
Gamescom. I'll give you they've already said
Gamescom.
Gamescom, the one in Germany, right?
Yes.
Gamescom. They already said big booth, and we saw the one at PAX was pretty badass. PAX East. Hands-on gameplay, cool. Content you've never seen before, cool. Special events with our fans from Germany and the rest of the world, and time with the dev team. It kind of sounds like they're still working on stuff, but you can definitely expect cool panels for sure. Hopefully more than one. And maybe you get to see, Frost in another panel somewhere else or whatever. I have no idea the format of Lynch. And a big I'm kind of hoping they have the same sort of thing they had at PAX, this whole big flipping huge thing over there. So that's what I would expect.
Yeah, we may need to have Blim or someone else that goes to Gamescom on the show. Let us know how it was, stuff like that. That'd be cool to do. All right, Mythos asks, could I get some pictures of people in blank for a new project? Send those requests towards Nixus. You can PM him on Wildstar Central, and I'm sure he has pictures of us because he's a creep like that. All right, Ketharim asked, God, we're getting into the silly ones already. Chicken Juice for the gang, would they consider doing a late night Dominion calendar shoot? Who uses calendars anymore? That one we answered. Blank, when will Lily join us on Late Night Dominion from Dualis? It's kind of late for Lily.
Yeah, Lilybug is sleeping. But for those of you, because there's a lot of community members who ask for silly stuff, I put them on Twitter. I put them on the Real Blank Space Facebook. And the YouTube, they're all under the same name. So if you want to go see some funny Lily content, whether it's we drew Gentle Star's picture, that was a request for the Elden games. She was singing in the car the other day. You guys want to see some fun stuff?
And shout.
And shout. And scream and shout. Yeah, if you want to go see that stuff, it's around, it's there. But she's not going to make
Lily
a
Raps.
Dominion unless she's coughing. So
Lily Rap's better than her
Lily
dad.
Raps. Oh, dude, this is a thing. We need to make that happen. Lily, okay, now we're going to wrap this, and I'm just going to record it and make it. This is happening. This is
All right.
happening.
He's writing "This is happening" in the document. That means it's set in stone. This was happening. I'm getting $1 million. I'm not gonna read that. God. All right, Druid's Fire. Perhaps the renown could be used to open up path stuff. That'd be cool. A path vendor. That'd be really awesome. Or path-based items. Well, not like path skill or XP or something like that, but like path-based items. Like I can go buy like a certain settler table with my renown, or like
a new
stuff based on your
scanner
art.
bot.
Give me.
Or like a new robot skin
I
for
mean,
like your
just-
science path, or
Yeah, see,
No.
everyone besides Blink is no, I don't want that.
Okay,
No.
let's stop for a second. Renown.
Special bot skins. Ilvis has got it. Boom.
Okay.
Call it a day.
Speculation is fun. No, you shush, Shell, and you guys shush too. Renowned is built for a specific thing. You can't make it just be like, oh, well, I was just hanging out in a group, and now I just get a magical cool. For your path is specific. Hey, Beetle. Your path is specific. So you get XP for that. If they want to make it so that you do stuff with your path and then you get something to do extra things, cool. But that's just crossing weird systems that just makes me irritated. It's like when they started making it so that you could use battleground points to get arena gear, when I started flipping my shit, I'm like, are you kidding me? And they were like, well, it's a season behind. No, you use battleground points to get battleground gear. That's of that season. They started making it, and I was part of the homogenization, but still, I hated that. Don't switch your systems. Renown is going to be for something. Make path stuff specific to path stuff. I need to have some more redacted juice. Go ahead.
God, I'm sure you do. Blim Blim asks, do you think there will be temporary buffs for drinking brewed in Wildstar? God, I hope so. That'd be so cool to have the roleplay community or even other people just open up bars and stuff and sell their booze, and so, I would love it. That'd be so cool to me. I mean, if you're gonna have something that cooks food, you might as well have a beverage distribution model? Question mark. All right, Happy Hansel asks, if you like gathering/crafting/auction house play, many free-to-play games have killed that player economy with their cash shop model. Is there any sign that Wildstar will not do the same? I'm just going to give it a big we do not know, because there's still a lot of stuff that needs to be shown, and we've talked about like possible cash shops, possible free-to-play models ruining that kind of stuff, but it's just, this is one of those questions that we get a couple times. It's like, honestly, we need more info. Like, I'm not telling Carbine, like, hey, give me more info so I can answer questions on a vodcast. It's like, when it comes out, we'll be able to answer that. Well, he is. But it's just like, I don't know yet, and I'm not afraid to say that I don't know. Blank, what do you think?
I wish Andres was here in chat. I don't see his name. He hasn't spoken. The people have been blowing up chat all night tonight, but cash model doesn't really destroy auction house play. It makes it more dynamic. So if, like in Terra, I was able to spend money for a weekend special and I was able to buy stuff at a discount and then sell that later, it becomes like a whole metagame deal. I didn't really destroy it. It just made it this whole another tier, another level of stuff. So I'm sure Andres could sit here and an article too could just talk about how it doesn't really. It just makes it more in depth. It makes it so that you have more variables to play with. When it comes to gathering and crafting, the only thing it normally does is for crafting or gathering, it gives you an increase on your yield. So you gather 10% more ore, or you craft 15% faster. It doesn't really kill the economy, it just makes it very unstable. So, unless Hansel really had like an actual Right. It depends on the details of the game. It really, I haven't seen one where it just totally destroys the player economy. It just makes it very volatile. Like, like for me in Terra, like I said, I put a couple of dollars in, and what I made in the game was worth so much more than that. So I put $50, $100 in. I ended up getting $1,000 worth of material just out of that in general. So it depends. It just makes it so that the econ team then has to really focus on what are we doing for events, or what are we doing for, gold sinks, or what, how are we going to deal with this? So,
all right.
no lockbox keys. Yeah, that's what I made. If you guys want to know, that's what I did. Was there was an event where I bought a bunch in Terra. I bought a bunch of the lockboxes when they were cheap, and then they had some sort of event where it was like, you get all this really cool stuff and a potential to get something that was 30,000. I was making 30,000% on my return if you won this thing. But because I was able to gather resources before, and because I was just like, well, eventually I'm going to need these, I was able to buy $100 worth of crap and turn it into like $1,000 or more worth of actual money resources in the game. How they balance that, I have no idea.
That's my thing with lockboxes and keys. Like, any game that I play and it has them, it makes me like so video game depressed when I see them. It's like,
especially
I
like
know eventually
Valve.
I'm gonna get paid. I'm gonna buy them. Yeah, it's just like
Valve is the
eventually
worst
I'm
when
gonna
it
be
comes to
like,
keys.
I can afford a key. It's okay.
Valve is the worst
they
when it
know
came
I'm
to
gonna buy
keys,
it.
man. They're just the worst.
Well, Valve
See,
pretty
and that-
much started it.
Yeah, they're the worst with it though. Man. It's ridiculous what they charge.
But you buy them. You eat them up.
I bought one.
Nixus, you're dead.
Nixus
is
is
down.
lagging out. We ready to roll on out here?
I'll roll it out if you
Yeah,
want.
we
Let me
got.
know.
Let's give away this whatever we're giving away. Some riot points or
All right, guys.
Riot
What I'm
something?
going to do is I'm going to put all these names.
Like, I've already got a thing to do it. Just tell me to roll.
Well, then roll. Go.
oh
We're
god,
rolling.
Nixus, you ruined everything.
Oh my.
ruined
God.
You ruined it,
Hang on,
Nixus.
where am I?
You're down
Am I
at the
this
bottom.
way?
You're down at the bottom. You're at Nixus's box.
Hang on. Hey, everybody. Hi guys. I'm in every box. I'm the winner. Yeah, everywhere to. Did I start singing Michelle Branch? Oh God.
Yep, that
Did you
just
really?
happened.
Be careful. Be careful.
All right, let's see if that works. So,
Well,
Here we go.
welcome Late Night Dominion, your Picasso-style vodcast, where we try to let you figure out who the fuck we are. Hi.
what we're gonna do here is, since Nixus is lagged out, we have the winners, which are Buxy, Zilvis, Angry Gaming Sub, and who, Aegon?
and Anti-Cartus.
Something.
Anti-Cartus. I've seen him in chat.
Anti-Cartus.
There he is.
Okay.
Anti-Cartus.
Okay. So, what we're gonna do here? I'm always talking with my hand. Can you guys get a hold of me on Wildstar Central? Get a hold of me on Twitter.
Oh, God.
Did we just F
What just
everything
happened?
up?
No, he's
Am I
back.
live?
Does it work? Do we look
He's
right now?
back. I tripped over a baguette.
Oh, Nova Scotia fell into the ocean, and this is what happened. Okay, so
Dartmouth
the
Regional
winners,
Vocational.
the winners again: Zilvis78, Angry Gaming Sub. These are winners for the Hype Snake Dream, and this week Buxy and Anti-Cartus are going to be able to pick out of the old pile here. So we got Riot Points. We got,
He's just
Sorry.
an Antic-Artist.
I don't give
We
a
got you.
PlayStation. We got
got it.
Xbox while you can, right? We got more Xbox. We've got iTunes, and then I have some League of Legends
see
Riga
what you did
Legends
there.
points. So, Anti-Carthus. So, get a hold of me
You're
on
just
Twitter.
saying it worse every time on purpose.
Get-
It's like with me and Dadix when I was just like, hey, we got Dodix, Donkus. You know how it is.
Get a hold of me, as I was saying, on Wildstar Central. I will confirm with you on TeamSpeak or something to make sure that you are who you say you are. More than likely, probably be tonight and or tomorrow, and get you your prizes. And we need to do our shout-outs.
Can they message you on Twitch here?
Yeah, but I suck with Twitch.
With Twitch.
I do. We wanted to do some one shout out to, and I'm going to put it here in the chat, Wildstar Central fan sites. You guys want to go check that out for all the cool people out in the community. And we do have a nice little shout out here. One of our new casual members, not going to say his name even though it's on his flipping blog spot, put up a little blog that he's been doing. Kind of cool to read. It's from a different perspective. It's JeffreyObertblogspot.com. Check it out. So big shout out to him. Thanks for joining the guild, and thanks for having some cool content to put out there. We're on our way out. Got no guests to thank. So make sure to follow this Twitch channel. Follow us all on Twitter. As you can see, there's Beetle Bossy, Real Blank Space, Nixus, 0213, What the F, and Atomics 1911. Again, WTF. Make sure to check us out on Facebook also. And we'd like to say farewell. Thanks for showing up. Thank you to Carbine for the exclusives, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Take it easy,
Thanks,
folks.
guys.
Till
Love
next
you
week.
all.